Morning, Christ Kingdom Life Center. How you doing? God bless you. Listen, it looks like we're getting closer to being able to have services together once again. I will let you know. Continue to join us for Purposeful Living class at 7:30. Continue to invite folks. I know I told you we'd be using Zoom, but I sent out a advertisement that we would be on YouTube. So we'll go at YouTube for at least another week, maybe two. Then we'll switch over. Hopefully, you're reading the book, meditating and getting in the Word and letting God speak with you. Let's continue to be safe. I know we're in a holiday, but let's continue social distancing and wearing masks. I know folks are acting like the pandemic is over. I do believe that we're starting to wind it up, but at the same time, we need to be safe. So that we're at least being responsible enough to keep ourselves safe and our loved ones. Continue to pray and pray earnestly, especially for, I say, our young folks who are, going about their everyday business, both those in college, those who are out of college, those who are in some maybe semblance of school. But let's continue to pray one for another. When we do get back together, know that Sister Patricia already got plenty of hand sanitizer, a way to check temperatures, all that type of stuff. But then we still have to be responsible on the days when we're not meeting, so that's safe for us to meet. I want to jump right into the Word. And again, thank you to the ladies who've been meeting on Thursday night. It's been an awesome time. I want to jump right into Word, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's almost like we're coming full circle. Remember, I said I do not want you to come out of the pandemic the way you went in. This morning we're going to talk about wisdom and asking God once again for wisdom. We're going to then go to Proverbs, which really is a book of wisdom. I suggest that you do some daily reading in Proverbs every day. But again, not just reading, but reflecting. So we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 9, verses 1 through 11. I'm going to read it quickly again because I'm trying to keep this bite-sized for us. It says, Wisdom has builded her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beasts. She hath mingled her wine. She has also furnished her table. She has set forth her maids and crieth upon the highest places of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish, and live, and go the way of understanding. He that reproveth a scorner giveth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man giveth himself a blot. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of life shall be increased. My anchor, one of the things the Lord has had me meditating on, is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Now watch this. One of the things I think that we haven't understood, and I had a great conversation even with my family about this, is that we need wisdom. Not only do we need wisdom, but it is anchored and should be something that we are gleaning, that we are getting out of our relationship with the Lord. And many times, I don't believe that folks really understand that as we study the Word, as we come to know God, as we come to church even on Sunday, it gives us the ability, watch this, to really become wiser. And wisdom is one of the principal things because it will help us to navigate our life. Watch this now. Baker's Bible Encyclopedia says, although the term wisdom is used primarily in the Old Testament with reference to human beings, all wisdom is ultimately rooted and grounded in God. All wisdom. Now, watch this. Wisdom from a central part of it's a central part of the nature of God. In wisdom, God created the universe and mankind. Those matters which are not understood by human beings or by any other creature, watch this, they are fully comprehended in the wisdom of God. So as we move through life, we have to make decisions. We have to intermingle with people as we progress through life. It's wisdom that we really want, and it comes through our relationship with God. But watch this. We're going to juxtapose, as it did in chapter 9, the difference between wisdom and folly. We would say foolishness, if you will, or somebody who is foolish. Watch this now. Wisdom has built her house. Wisdom is presented as industrious and hardworking. So as we juxtapose now, remember, if you're wise, then you're industrious, or we would use the word innovative, and you're hardworking. And so when believers are wholeheartedly believing that God is going to have everything just drop out of the sky and come to them, it means that we're not functioning wise. We're really functioning like the foolish. Watch it. In contrast, folly or foolishness merely sits at the door of her house. Sits at the door waiting for somebody to bring it. And so we have to realize that in the wisdom of God, God calls us to be industrious. Watch this. I'm going to say this. And to work the works of the kingdom, that we might show that we're wise, that somebody might see that we're serving a wise God. The second verse, she has slaughtered her slaughter. In other words, the phrase here means that is not specific on how, if you will, the feast is prepared. But watch this. It indicates a preparation of a feast. A feast means it's an invitation for somebody to come and sit at the table and to partake. Watch this. Folly does the exact same thing, but we're going to see that there are different things set on the table. But you ought to think about how awesome it is that God now, y'all hear Psalm 23, prepares a table for us, that he would want us to come and partake of it. Watch this now. It says that wisdom mixed her wine. Sometimes it was mixed to. They put spices in it to make the wine taste even better. But watch this. It's the banquet of wisdom. Watch this. It's far more appealing than the water and bread that's going to be offered if you read in verse 17 in the same chapter. Watch this. So one is a full banquet spread. It has all that's needed. And the other one is just water and bread. Watch this. Water and bread, many times, when we really think about it, is the food of captives. It's the food that we watch in the old time movies. Y'all remember it's what they get served in jail. Bread and water. So it's the food of the captive, and it does not even satisfy. So wisdom then is how we want to function, because there's a table that's set before us. And Psalm 23 says, in the presence of mine enemies. Why? So that there might be an example of what it means to be somebody who's in relationship, who's in covenant relationship with God, who now is wise. There's a table before me. What I'm eating now becomes, watch this, a way of evangelizing, a way of marketing, if you will, the very God we serve. And I believe that folks are not seeing enough of us function in wisdom that it would call people to serve the living God. Watch this, verse 3. She has sent out her servant girls. Y'all, I know y'all like that because it sounds like friend girls. Watch this. Wisdom sends out female servants to invite people to come to her banquet. This description sounds just like the parable of the wedding feast. But watch this. I'm going to say this now. It's an RSVP type of deal. You got to respond. It's not that you're going to benefit from the banquet just because the table has been prepared. You have to come. Watch this. You have to become prepared to eat, to imbibe, to take in, to let it nourish you. It ain't going to jump up off the table and jump down your throat. It's got to be something that you seek. Are you seeking the wisdom of God? Listen, I know we wanted to be in a relationship with God, and we want to feel good, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, but hear me when I say, in this time, in this season, pray, earnestly seek the wisdom of God. Do not come out of this pandemic without having this as one of your major pillars. I am after you, God. Yes, because I love you, and I want to be in deep covenant relationship with you. But one of the benefits of that is that I might become wiser. You all hear me talk about my grandfather. You hear me talk about my father-in-law, and many of us know people that did not get all that we have gotten in the way of formal education, but were able to matriculate through life very successful because they were people of the Word. And what I'm telling you is they gleaned wisdom from the Word of God, from their relationship with God, from what was taught, from what was preached, but from what they from the way they had contact with God. It gave them a wisdom. that allow them, watch this, to be who God said they would be. And so they could achieve, watch this, and have and relate with people in the way God said that they could. That's right. That's right. But you got to respond. Watch this. Whoever is simple. I love this. I love this. And you know, many times it's the simple people that get taken advantage of. But watch this. Wisdom invites the simple person and the person who lacks sense, to come and learn. To come and learn. Watch this now. Watch this. In Psalm 1, it says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instructions." Watch this. Don't despise it. You have to come. What does Jesus say in Matthew 11? "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me." Some translations say, "Learn from me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest." Remember, the rest, peace. Peace. Nothing broken, nothing missing. You'll find rest unto your soul, where the seat of all of your emotions, your ups and downs, your footering and flattering. For my yoke, for my yoke is easy and my burdens are light. But watch this. Notice what it said. The simple person and the one who lacks sense, if we would come with the mindset that we want to learn. Watch this, not learning for the, I'm going to go there, not learning for learning's sake, because there are people who have plenty of knowledge. With it, they have not mixed understanding, so they cannot function in wisdom. And so I call it that I know spirit. You can't, they're unteachable. I'm going to have to get, and let the word do it. Watch this now. Here's where it begins to go even deeper. It says, he who corrects a scoffer, it says it ain't gonna go well with you. A scoffer, one who turns up their nose. Watch this. A scoffer refuses correction. It says in the book of Hebrews now. Why are you getting all bent out of place? It says if you're a son, then you know you're gonna get some correction. Every once in a while, you might even get what we call with the little kids a pow pow. And if he says, and if I can't correct you, then you're not a son. But scoffers, those who refuse, those who talk about God, don't see the benefit of serving God, might even say that there's no God. They refuse correction. Not only do they refuse correction, watch this, y'all. Preach Bible. It says they're arrogant. You ever met an arrogant fool? And it's because they have that I know spirit. They're not teachable. They're neither educated or have watch this, progressed in the knowledge of that particular matter, but they're just arrogant. They know everything about everything. And sometimes they believe it's because of the knowledge that they've acquired. But if you can't rightly apply it, you are not wise. So they refuse correction. They're arrogant. Now watch it. It prevents them from obtaining wisdom. It's not that it's not there, but that's why they're never wise. I'm going to say it. That's why they stay in the cycle. They have an I know spirit and will not humble themselves. Watch this, not even under the almighty hand of God, that they might learn. Watch this. I'm going there. They always want to compare themselves with the wise. But we do not see what they have built that says that they're wise. Oh, it's coming, y'all. It's coming. Right, watch this now. What happens when you rebuke the wise? The wise person accepts the rebuke. Throughout Proverbs, the wise person exhibits wisdom by humbly looking to increase wisdom. They realize without correction, I cannot be wise. Without correction, I cannot stand firm. Without correction, my sins, watch this, would not be forgiven. Without correction, I could not right the way I am going. And without correction, I could not right the things that I'm doing. Without correction, my ways would not be turned right. Without correction, my mind would not be transformed. Without correction, my heart wouldn't be transformed. And so the wise is always seeking that they might be corrected. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And I've been meditating on it. It's the very thing that establishes the groundwork that you might become wise. That you might become, watch this, a master builder. Lest the Lord build what is going on in our life, we are laboring in vain. What does that mean? Unless the Lord has somehow dropped an understanding of the blueprint for our life, what we're building, and watch this, and is with us as a general contractor, and the person providing the resources to build that life, we're laboring in vain. Stop laboring in vain and ask God for wisdom. Watch this. Your years of life shall be multiplied. What's one of the the key things that is added to us as we become wise? It says it's going to give us a long life, and I'm going to add a life that is abundant. It says you are wise for yourself. Watch this now. It says it's different than folly. Why? It emphasizes the responsibility of the individual to accept or reject wisdom. It's not that you're not being presented with it. It's, are you really going to understand so that you might be able to apply it to your life? So Lord, give us wisdom. Watch this. And one of the things I love it, Bishop Tudor Bismarck even said, is as you look at a person's life, it displays their wisdom. It displays their wisdom as you look at how they carry themselves, their character, as you look at how they interrelate with their friends, how they work on their job, with what's coming out of their mouth. It begins to display their wisdom. Watch this now. When the Queen of Sheba came to see Solomon, watch this now. Solomon was preaching by the order in the house. Oh, God. Why? By the order in the house. Is there enough order in the house that you say, I see the hand of God? Watch this. So I see the character of God, but I begin to understand how God has put things together, how they interrelate. The Queen of Sheba said, oh, my goodness, surely I'm giving it a Brownism. Surely the hand of God is in the midst of the building of this temple. Look how they function. Look how they're arrayed, and everything is just flowing so nice. Can they say that about our house? Both our spiritual house and yes, our physical house. Can they say that there's wisdom displayed without us opening our mouths? Oh, bless his name. Watch this now. The prodigal son. Y'all have heard me say this before. I love the story because I believe, as many theologians have said, it really should be named the forgiving father. But what's most important is the son gets what the father has prepared for him. Watch this. Before time, and he goes out and he wastes it on riotous living. And he says to himself, man, when he comes to himself, he says to himself, I'm going to go back to my father's house. Look how many of my father's servants and hired hands have more than enough. And I'm sitting here eating of things that don't even, I ain't even supposed to touch. But watch here. I want you to see it. I believe what he had now was a revelation of the wisdom of his father. But he had not really seen it until he hit that low point. And that's why many people do not understand and do not come to the wisdom of God until they hit their low point. And they said, what is it that God has that, watch this, that even the birds are fed? Watch what I'm saying. So as he practices speech, really what he's saying is, I'm going to start watching you, Daddy. God, I'm going to watch how you function because I need to know more about your wisdom. I've been in the house, but not really in the house. What do I mean? That had he learned from the Father, he would not have wasted what he had on riotous living because the Father didn't live that way. He would live like the Father and do what the Father has said. What you've seen me do, doesn't Jesus say that you do also? He says, as you watch me, you ought to be able to glean some wisdom on how to matriculate through life, how to move through life. Watch this. So Lord, give us wisdom. Give me wisdom for my own life, Lord, that I might be able to comport myself, to hold myself and stand in the wisdom of God, even when I don't necessarily understand exactly what to do. I understand the wisdom of God to do what God would do, to discern in my life, to be able to evaluate what I should do, to make good decisions. Lord, give me wisdom that I might be a great friend, that all of my relationships might benefit from the wisdom that I have, not just because we're close in proximity and we're homeboys or friend girls, but Lord, that there's something that comes out of the very essence of who you've made me, that imparts wisdom to the person. Give me wisdom, Lord, that I might know how to be a good husband or wife. It's in the Holy Writ, but let me understand it enough where I might be able to apply it, Lord, that in the marriage, God, we might be great spouses. Lord, give us wisdom that we might be good fathers and mothers, Lord, because you fathered, watch this, all of the people down through the ages, and you're still fathering now, Lord, and you do it in such a loving way, but and you know how to correct, Lord. Give me enough wisdom, Lord, to ask you, Lord, how might I be a better father? Give us wisdom, Lord, that in our career, in our pursuit for entrepreneurship, give us wisdom in our pursuit for seven streams of income. Lord, give us wisdom, Lord, as we go to the polls and we vote, Lord. Yes, give us enough discernment. Lord, give us wise government officials. Lord, give us wise educators, Lord. Give us wise doctors. Give us wise folks in science, Lord, in every area of life, Lord. Let us, Lord, begin with fear in you, that we might now be able to display the wisdom of God. Oh, God, I bless your name. Lord, I want to be wise. I want to be wise. Yes, so I can live a life that is beneficial and profitable to you and to my family, Lord. But I want to be able to impart the wisdom of God, the wisdom that comes from you, Lord. Watch this, because it will sustain us. It will keep us and will cause us to thrive. We bless you, Lord. We magnify you. We magnify Holy Spirit, as you bring all things to our remembrance, as you give us discernment, Lord, as you give us gifts, let us be wise. Through wisdom is a house built. Through understanding, oh my God, is it established. And by knowledge it is filled. We have been through that, but that is the cycle by which we build like the wise master builder. I'm going to end right there and say, will you continue to seek God? Listen now, not for things, and I'm not saying that that's not important, but God's a good father, and he's a good provider. But as he's instructing us and giving us wisdom, it is the principal thing. It's the principal thing. Again, I'll let you all know when we're going to gather. If nothing else, even as towards the end of the month, might just bring the leaders in and we'll stream live. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Know that I love you. God bless you. God keep you. Those who are with your family, you know, I haven't got a chance to shake your hands, pull you in close, and squeeze your neck. So y'all do that for me now. God bless you. God keep you.